This highway has a secret.
So we're here on I-45 in Palmer, Texas, just south of Dallas. We are on the lookout for a new invention that could potentially upend one of the largest industries in America. That invention, a driverless truck.
Driverless semi-trucks are now operating in Texas.
No one behind the wheel of a huge semi-truck.
The company Aurora launched service this week.
My heart is just palpitating thinking about this.
Aurora Innovation and several of their competitors have been using I-45 as a testing ground to prove a single point. They don't need drivers.
Well, it's going to be a catastrophe.
We are on the verge of a new era in trucking.
I mean, this is truly transformational technology.
And it's coming for your job too.
More jobs are lost through automation than they are through trade deals.
A robot comes into a factory, workers go away.
Robots could soon put together your next grocery order.
Many office jobs even.
The job you have today ain't going to be here in 10 or 15 years.
The question would be to the company, why do you need everything automated?
So, we came to Texas to witness the revolution for ourselves.
Every load that one of these driverless trucks take is a load that's being taken away from a driver.
We spent time with truck drivers talking about what this means for them.
I kind of am one of the last of the cowboys. We are truly a dying breed of people.
And find out how ready our roads and our society are for this change.
Have we done a good job of addressing the policy questions that need to be answered in order to successfully develop this to maximize the benefits of it? I think absolutely not.
This tech is coming. I mean, it's here now. But is there a way to make it work for us instead of against us?
It's all happening right here. Buckle up. We're heading out. So right now we're just parked right across the first transfer hub from Aurora Innovation. This is where they're going to be launching the driverless trucks out of.
Aurora Innovation was started in 2017 by 3 Silicon Valley heavyweights. Chris Urmson, who previously led Google's self-driving car project that spun off into Waymo. Sterling Anderson, who led the development of the Tesla Autopilot and Model X. And Drew Bagnell, who worked on autonomous innovation at Uber. Aurora does not actually make trucks. They make what's called the Aurora Driver. It's a combination of software like AI, machine learning, and training simulations.
Wow, just looking at this, there is a lot to unpack in terms of these autonomous semi-trucks out here over the road, guys. Because I can tell you right now, if I'm sitting somewhere getting loaded, or if I'm in a truck stop somewhere getting ready to bed down for the night, you already get nervous when you see actually human beings pull up. You know, you be sitting there, you get to the truck stop, you done already wiggled into your space, and here comes somebody trying to back in next to you, so you be sitting there holding your breath. Sometimes from the looks of it, it appears that they're actually closer to your bumper and the front of your hood than they really are. But can you imagine, like, I see these cars through LA, they call them Waymo, and they're driverless taxi cabs, basically driverless Uber now. So I couldn't imagine sitting there and seeing a large 80,000 pound commercial vehicle combination semi-truck and trailer pull up in front of me in Black Dog and attempt to back in, whether it be on the right side or the left side, in another truck, and it got to get in the middle of either of us. I know that would have me holding my breath. I mean, I don't know how programmed these things are. Like, you know, I know they ride around and get those camera shots with different cars as far as Google Earth, and however they program these vehicles, just always going to be room for error. I mean, you know, and when you think about that, what is the thing going to do when it comes across having to do a blind side back off the street into a receiver or a shipper? How do they set them up for that? How do they know what the traffic is going to look like, you know, at these warehouses in terms of other trucks being up in there waiting to get loaded or unloaded? What about a breakdown when they got to pull off the side of the road? Who's going to set the triangles out? I mean, I'm all with innovation and moving forward, and, you know, in the way things are moving faster, you pretty much got to keep up with it. You know, first we had these electric trucks introduced, then here comes AI, and, you know, now here it is, they talking about robots, and now they want the semi-trucks driving around. Like, they talk about driver shortage. I mean, they trying to basically do away with the driver. I'm sure the operational limits are going to be through the roof, But, you know, the caveats to that are, like I basically was saying, just the room for catastrophes. I mean, how are these things going to perform in adverse weather, heavy rains and snow and icy roads when, you know, how do they read the signs, or coming down the hill if they lose the brakes? How do they know it's a truck ramp up ahead? Or, you know, just all kinds of different things and scenarios as being a truck driver that we have to stay fully informed about to be safe on the road. There's a lot of programming that I assume that they have these meetings and they discuss all these things. I'm sure it's just shocking to see how these CEOs of these companies, like, they do not have the hard workmanship of hard-working men and women at their hearts, man. They just create these companies. They're not worried about providing jobs or anything. Anything they can do to make a buck, or whether it's sacrificing somebody's job, or they're not concerned with that. They're just concerned with being the leader in innovations to move things along, to speed up, you know, the way of life as we all know it. You think about this, like, what about Tesla and the Doge boss, Elon Musk? I'm sure he has caught wind of this. I'm sure he's going to be in the area of learning about this as well with his Tesla trucks. I just don't understand why they're trying to speed things up so fast and change around certain things that don't need to be tampered with. They need to stick to a more feasible, pragmatic stance on freight forwarding, and simply just keeping it simple and having a human being behind the wheel operating this 80,000 pound vehicle out on America's highway. I can see, like, honestly, when you think about it, just the job displacement, what that's going to do for the workforce. I can see maybe if they try to implement something like this in the ports, you know, unload when the crane operators bring those containers off the ships, put them onto an autonomous vehicle and let them go take the containers and drop them over here in different parts of the yard. Or let's take Amazon, for example. You know, Jeff Bezos, I'm sure when he gets wind of that, if he can squeeze a few more dollars into his pockets, eliminating all the yard goat drivers, all the yard jockeys moving trailers around on those different Amazon facilities throughout America. They all over the place, as I'm sure you have seen them in your city or state. They may start it with that, but just releasing those trucks, being out over the open road, I don't know how that will play out. A lot of safety concerns. I don't know, when they're going through the truck stops, how does that work when the DOT officer want to inspect the autonomous vehicle? There's no driver there to talk to, so how does that go, man? You know, like, if it's going through the scale and the DOT officer wants to inspect the truck and he look up in there and he sees no driver in there and they want to look over that truck, how do they get that truck to pull around back into one of the bays to inspect it? So it's a lot to unpack with this situation. I just want to drop this quick little reaction on you guys. It's something. The things that I come across sitting here watching YouTube, I just like to share them with my community. If you haven't seen this, you may have seen this or heard of this before. But as far as us being in the future, we are definitely here. And like I say, to have cars moving around throughout traffic is one thing, but to release semi trucks out over our open roads like that with nobody behind the wheel, just to take control of it from mere accidents, is just could be a catastrophe to a lot of people. I appreciate you guys for rocking with your boy. Show me some thumbs up love for the YouTube algorithm. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. I appreciate you guys. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace.